Hey, I want to get on here and talk a little bit about winning. But in order to talk about that, you gotta talk about losing. I believe I've lost a lot. And I want to specifically talk about what Dave Rubin talked about on Tim Pool today. They were talking about Twitter and how Elon Musk bought Twitter and how that's good. And about Dave Rubin starting locals, and that's pretty good too. And how he is joining forces with Rumble. And Rumble is a good competition with YouTube. And they got parallel economy. And this is good. And I believe in it. And I remember back in the day trying to compete with Google myself with a friend, and we started Mea Omnia back in 2010. And I really wanted to compete against Google and Facebook and everybody else. And I wanted to bring that up really quickly and say that I failed in 2014. Or, in other words, I gave up in some ways. I mean, I was already in Vietnam at that time. And I went to Vietnam in 2012, and I was still working on the website. I was trying to make a website with a friend who I met when I was on TV, and I thought it'd be really cool. And it'd be a lot of work. And I spent a lot of time talking about my life, and I believe it's very important. And I also believe that I'm winning, even though I do lose a lot, and I understand that. But at the same time, I believe that in order to be a winner, you have to lose a lot. For example, think about Michael Jordan. Think about all the times he missed the shot. But, you're going to miss 100% of the shots you don't take, as he would always say. And I'm inspired by people like him and Hulk Hogan and Trump and Alex and a bunch of people. And hate them or not, it's like, it is what it is. And I talk about my life, and I believe that I've lost a lot. I've failed a lot, made mistakes, so many mistakes. Look, even when I'm talking, I make mistakes. Like, I made so many mistakes, and I believe that it's critical to talk about it. And then people do me wrong, and I feel like that's very important too. So I talk about that too. I spend a lot of time talking about that, and I feel like that's very important, and I think that's kind of cool. And I've spent a lot of time just going back and forth between what I wanted to do, what I tried to do and stuff, and I feel like it's important to give yourself constructive criticism. It's very difficult to look in the mirror and realize that you've done yourself wrong. But I've done that stuff so much, and sometimes it's very difficult to look at yourself. I mean, literally and psychologically or philosophically. Like, like this. There's different ways to look at yourself, kind of thing. That's what I'm trying to say. Okay, so what I'm trying to say is I spend a lot of time looking back at myself and looking back at a lot of things in the world, and because I'm really curious about world history and a lot of things, and I like to see the process that is there or might be there, and that's why I find all these conversations very interesting. And I just wanted to let you know that I think it's really cool that there's competition that's going on, that's going against the big tech, and I believe that it's a good thing to have a little competition and decentralization, and that's why I try to support Twitter and Rumble and Gab and Hive and Steemit and Odyssey and BitChute and a bunch of different places and websites and what have you. And I think it's good, and I try to do what I can. I try to influence people I understand that I may not do so good sometimes. I fall short. We all do sometimes. But I am pretty appreciative of the people that do notice, and some people do notice sometimes. And I believe that some progress is being made as of recent, and I think that's a step in the right direction, even though there's a lot of things that get in the way of success. What you really need, the attributes, the qualities, the characteristics that you need in life is determination and a lot of focus, and I've failed on that in a lot of ways, a lot of times, and I try to talk about that as I try to tell my story of my life. As an oatmeal Joey Arnold dude, whatever that I am, whatever that I was, whatever that I've become, it is what it is, and that's how the oatmeal crumbles. That's how the cookie crumbles in the midst of the storm. I'll be holding on to you. I'll rock your socks off. I wish I could rock more off. And I believe that maybe it'll work. I believe in miracles. It's raining outside. The weather outside is frightful and delightful. So as long as you put on your sweater and hug me, I'll be alright. Like I said, I'm gonna rock your socks off. I'm a smooth criminal. That's right, I'm a time. Sometimes when the going gets tough, the tough gets going, and you gotta go and show them what you got, what you know, what you think you know. Everything you know is a part of your heart, your soul, your mind. And if you don't hold on to it, you'll lose it. That's why you gotta talk about it. You gotta write it down. You gotta call the cops. You gotta scan it. You gotta copy it. I need that. I need that. I need that. I need that. That's right. Call the cops. Scan it. Copy it. I need that. I need that. I need that. That's right. Because if I don't got that, if I don't get that, if I don't know that, if I don't show that, then it's like Barney's gonna be one sad little purple little dinosaur, and he's not gonna be able to hold himself together. Like my glasses kind of go on my face in a very odd way, and then my face kind of drips off and my eyes kind of drips away, and everything just fades away. And like, what are you gonna do in the midst of the storm when everything's warm and you feel like you got it, but then you don't, and you're 6 feet under, and you feel like, oh man, I'm slender in, I'm gonna come in, but I don't know if I can handle it. So anyways, I just wanted to make a quick video and say, yeah, I'm watching Alex, I'm watching all these different people. I'm on Twitter, I'm on YouTube, I'm on Facebook, I'm on Rumble and BitChute and all these different websites, other websites too. And I'm like, Googling around, looking around, watching this, watching that, watching this person, watching that person. I'm trying to keep my eyes open. That's right. I'm trying to think about things. I like debate and everything. And so I'm watching Tim Pool, and I was excited today, seeing Dave Rubin on, and I'm like, oh yeah, I follow this guy. Yeah, used to be like with Mr. Chick Yoga, and kind of like yogurt, because it makes me think about Yoda, and I just had some really good yogurt recently, just like an hour ago, and I was like, it was so good. It was good to the last drop. Have a your way. That's right. Just do it. Nike. You sure? I just said, 709. Oh, you were kind of hot, but you're just so woke. And so it's like, I already woke up in the morning. Like, I don't want to be that woke. And I only need to wake up one time. I don't want to wake up again. So I'm like, I'll follow you. I follow you to the end of the earth. Maybe not. Maybe just till birth. Maybe not. Maybe I wouldn't ever do that. Why would I want to do that? Because it's like I'm already born. So it's like I'm not gonna do that, man. I'm like, hey girl, Jerry Ryan, I think you're kind of hot. It's 709 in Star Trek, but it's like, baby, you blow my mind away. But it's like, you're so woke, man. So woman, man, whatever. I'm not saying anything. I'm gonna get deleted out of YouTube for saying stuff like that. I'm joking around about that. The AI, the fact checkers are gonna find out and delete another 10,000 videos. But actually, I only have like 5,000 videos left, and only a few of the 40 plus channels left. So hey, you better take me down, because you didn't give me a third strike, and you lie about me in the email and on Twitter and everywhere. You just lie about me, and then you're ghosting me, and then nobody's trying to help me except for maybe a few people. But we're not gonna talk about that. So it's like, when the going gets tough and the tough gets going, what are you gonna gonna do. So I just wanted to let you know that I've been there, but like working on a website and everything. And I've worked on websites, and I started, working on computers. Like I started learning about computers. I started learning about computers in the 90s, and then I started learning a lot more in 2007 when I started volunteering with Free Geek Computers in Portland, Oregon. And I think it's really good. Like, it's so good. Like, what they do there. You gotta keep Portland weird. The PDX people. That's their motto. The people there in Portland. The great Northwest. It rains a lot, and people say they don't like the rain. And I'm a what do you call it? I'm from Oregon. Yeah, that's right. So I'm an Oregonian. That's right. And I care about them a lot because that's my hometown. Like the one guy said one time, we Oregon boys gotta stick together. But then he ran away, and he's still on the same Discord that I'm on. Alright. That's alright. That's okay. You do what you do. That's okay. You can do whatever you want to do, man. I'm not going to call you out. I'm not going to say your name. You know who you are. Not that you're watching, because I know you're not. That's alright. But I wanted to make this video and get to the point, and I was going to maybe show a clip of the Tim Pool show today. Trying to show you from the Tim Cast show today what Dave was saying and how he's talking about trying to fight for free speech and these websites and the value of decentralization, and how if you try to centralize a website or a network a little bit too much, then you'll run into problems, because what if the advertisers come in and say you gotta ban this person because we don't like that person? That's what Twitter did. Tim Pool explained it all in the show today. He did a really good job, and you should just watch it. Don't take my word for it. As Mr. LaVar Button would always say, the reading a rainbow. That's right. Butterfly in the sky. I'm gonna go twice as high. Just take a look. It's in a book. It's oatmeal. That's right. You thought I was gonna say reading rainbow, but I wouldn't say that. I'm not a sellout. And Ian was like, wow. The other Ian, not the old Bach Ian, but the Ian on Tim Pool was like, yeah, you sold out, didn't you? And Dave Rubin's like, no, I didn't sell out. I didn't really sell out. We're trying our best, and we had a lot of, good talks, good lunches and everything. And I think that's good. And I just wanted to come on here and say that my life has been one big failure, but even though I spend most of my time failing, I feel like it's better than hiding in a hole and doing nothing. Like, and I could talk all day about all the things I've failed at. I'll just give you one example. So I go to Vietnam, and I failed within days. I get fired or not hired within the first 4 or 5 days. I'm like fired. I'm like not hired. And they're like, you coward. No, they didn't call me a coward, but they're like, you're bad at English. And I'm like, you're using a Google Translate to tell me that. How would you know what English is if it bit you in the ass? That's right. Me don't like English. All right, whatever you say. Jolly, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, it's like, let me tell you, if you don't know, for those who don't know, so I go to Vietnam in 2012. I go to teach English at a school, because for months they were like, yeah, please come. I come there, and they're like, you suck. And we already got somebody we hired a few days before you came. And I'm like, oh man. It's like, first of all, I don't think I suck, but then again, I mean, obviously I wasn't the best, but I got a little bit better. So I'm not trying to say that like the second coming of Christ. I ain't no Holocaust. Oh, why did I say Holocaust? What am I doing? What's going on in the oatmeal brain? Hey, maybe I am a Holocaust. What am I saying? There's some kind of reverse psychology kind of trying to crumble into my brain to try to tell me something I should go. Should I like go insane? Anyways, so it's like, oh, not funny. I'm kind of like laughing and not laughing at the same time, but it's like, um, it's a little bit weird, don't you think? I think so. All right. Do you think it's weird? I think it is. I think it's really weird. So, anyways, basically, I could have been like, I'm not going to Vietnam because maybe that would happen, and it did happen. But then, a lot of things happened, and I believe like, it was really good. My 5 years in Vietnam was very crazy, but very exciting and very successful, and I can see the fruits of it even to this day. More on that later. That's right. There's more where that came from. But it didn't come within a second. It didn't come within a day. The success of Vietnam was built on a mountain of failures, and I talk a lot about that. I mostly would talk about the failures of other people and how people did me wrong, but that's not to say that I don't do wrong. And some people may emphasize on the fact that I spend a lot of time focusing on people who do wrong. That's right. And I'm not going to talk about anything political right now. I will not say a state near Texas because I know the AI is watching and listening to every second that I say and will take my words out of context and delete more channels of mine, take down more of my videos because they already took down over 10,000 videos for alleged violations of the YouTube terms and services, even though I didn't actually do that. And I have no lawyers on my side who can be like trying to sue the hell out of YouTube and Google and Alphabet, for the fact that I didn't actually break the rules and they're lying about it. And I have no way to contact them, and so it's like, what would you do? But there are some haters out there who are like, we don't care. We're just gonna flag all your videos because like we just love seeing you fall apart. And so people are like hate watching me was kind of cool and everything, but it's like this is the point. This is the point that I'm trying to get at. It's like you gotta fail a lot, and I've spent a lot of time talking about that and doing it. Quite frankly, I do a lot of failure in my life and everything, and I think it's useful and beneficial to fail. And then you gotta get out a notebook and you gotta take notes and do often in life. We forget about what works and what doesn't work, and then we end up making the same goddamn mistakes again and again. We're stuck in a loop, some kind of time loop. The Edge of Tomorrow with Tom Cruise, a Groundhog's Day. That's right, an episode of Star Trek: Next Generation. Whoa, like, stuck in a matrix, like Inception, a dream within a dream, like a Halloween special starring The Simpsons or Rick and Morty. It's like we're looping around, going in a circle, a guinea pig hamster on a cage. It's like, can you get up? Can you get up at all? Can you get out of this? Can you find a way to get out of this? Do you know how to get out of this? Can you come out of this? Can you be a cowboy trying to ride into this place like you never ever did before? Can you get to the bottom of all the problems that you run into in error? Can you, I'm not going to say it, but like, I need to start making videos just for other websites like Odyssey, because like this is all you're going to see, because like, what am I going to do? But anyway, it's like, I say all that to say, God damn it. America. That's right, wait. Sorry. Let me start over. America. No, wait. Let me start over. America. Fuck yeah. No, that's not good enough. Gotta do it more. How about do it at a higher intensity? America. Fuck yeah. Gonna save the motherfucking world now. Okay, how about a lower intensity? America, fuck yeah. Trying to come here to save the fucking world now. Is that better? Is it better when I go low or high? Oh, I need to update my avatar, my profile photo. Please vote. That's right. Please hang out with me on Discord, cause I'm never there. Please hang out with me on Facebook and Twitter and all the other websites and everything. That's right. God damn it. That's right. So anyways, I'm trying to tell you, here's what I'm trying to say. I suck. And if you want to leave me a comment and say how sucky I am, I'll just say, okay, thank you. Thank you for all your comments. Somebody left me a comment and said, you're a perfect example of this one thing. Some kind of research that basically boils down to me being like overconfident and arrogant, thinking that I know more than I do. And to that I say, okay, sure. I'm guilty of a lot of things. But so are you. So who are you to say that I am what you already are? The only difference is I'm willing to admit to it and you aren't. So that's why I don't like talking about it, because it's like once I do, then you could be like, see, I told you that you suck. But what you fail to see is that you suck too. So it's like, what's the point? What's the point of me saying that I suck? What's the point of me admitting that I suck so badly when that will only be used to weaponize a thing that's going against me and not against you, when really it's like we suck together. Like a one big orgy. That's right. I always get that word wrong. Orgy. That's right. It's a big orgy. That's right. We suck together. It's a big orgy. Let's go and party together. I'm a Barbie girl. I'm a Barbie world. No, I'm just a Barbie girl stuck in a Barbie world. Your imagination can take you to places that you never ever want to go to ever again, ever before, or ever again. Boldly going where no woke Hollywood Star Trek has ever gone before, to destroy many, many franchises, including Star Wars and Star Trek and Lord of the Rings and Game of Thrones and all your favorite superheroes and Doctor Who and James Bond and a whole lot more. That's right, and it's terrifying, and they're failing, and they should learn from their failure when Hollywood fails. But if they don't, it's like actors and producers should go to Tim Pool and the Daily Wire and everybody else. There should be alternatives and parallel economies and all these kinds of things, and that's why I like what Tim Pool is doing, what Dave Rubin is doing, what Elon Musk is doing, what Donald Trump is doing, except when he's saying some crazy stuff, which he shouldn't be doing, but he's still very popular and he should be coming in for 2024, but I'm not going to talk about that because YouTube's going to delete this video if I do, because they already deleted over 10,000 videos of mine. So what am I supposed to do? Shut up and let them do what they want to do, or speak out and tell the world what I think? I think that my failure in working on a website, trying to make something that would be the best website in the world, that would be better than Facebook and YouTube and all these other websites combined. My failure was being really distracted and everything. I guess that I didn't really believe in the ability to really make something that was better. I mean, I wanted to, but I felt like, first of all, I mean, I was always like in the middle of like a bunch of projects, which is good. I mean, looking back, it's like you can always say things like, "Oh, maybe I should have did this, maybe I should have done that," and hindsight is 2020, and so it's like, what are you gonna do? I did what I did, and I was working on the website Mea Omnia. That's Latin for my everything. I was working on the website for 4 years or so, on and off, from 2010 to 2014, and I was trying to pass it on to my friend. He was the one paying the bills for it, and he hired me to be the web designer. So I did that. So it was very basic web editing. It wasn't anything special, and we were hosting the website on GoDaddy, and we were using WordPress, and it was just very basic stuff, but I failed in a lot of ways. But at the same time, I felt like I needed to divide my time between all these different things. I was in the middle of trying to decide where I wanted to live in the world, because for many years I really wanted to live in California. How ironic is that? Now people are trying to leave California, but I grew up in Oregon thinking that California was the coolest thing in the world because there was Hollywood there, and I loved Hollywood in a lot of ways, maybe not completely, but for the most part, I really looked up to Michael Jackson, Michael Jordan, and Robin Williams, and Tom Hanks, and a lot of the celebrities. I just would see them on TV. I would go see their movies. I would listen to the music, and I wanted to be the next Michael Jackson. I wanted to be tall, black, and in the NBA. I wanted to be the next Michael Jordan. I wanted to be the next Robin Williams. I wanted to be some kind of famous Hollywood celebrity, a famous actor. I wanted to go there, and I wanted to be an astronaut, and I wanted to be a web designer, and a video game designer, and all these things. And growing up, it's like I was thinking about that, and then I was thinking about working with the Salvation Army, and I was doing that, and I worked with the Salvation Army, and in Hawaii, I did ministry there with people, and it was good, and I met a lot of people with the Salvation Army, and then I was gonna go to California and work with the Salvation Army there, with the people that I knew there in Long Beach and Los Angeles, and I felt like that was a pretty good idea, and I thought that would be the coolest idea ever. And so my emotional part of me was there in a lot of ways, not completely, because I was always divided on the issue, but that was a big thing on my mind in 2007 and 2008 and 2009, and I was still thinking about it in 2010, around the time when I started working on the website Mea Omnia, which is Latin, like I said, Latin for my everything. And it was like, I like that name, and I think that's important. Like, I wanted a website that could help people with everything, kind of thing. Like, that's kind of what Google is doing in a lot of ways. Not completely, but it's like the role, the role of a social media platform is to be everything for you, for me, for the customer, for the user. And it's like, I wanted that. And my friend, he's like, yeah, making a website couldn't be that hard, could it? And I'm like, it's pretty hard. Even though I understood it. And at the time, I understood a little bit about web design. I understood Linux and Ubuntu. I understood a few things. I've been around computers and web design. Like, it's important. It's very important to me. But I also knew that it'd be hard to make money. And that's critical. Not because, like, oh, look, we're capitalists. We're like crony capitalists. I'm not a crony capitalist, but I'm a free market capitalist. But it's like, money is very good. It's useful, and it's like if you want to expand, you have to make a lot of money in order to expand, and it's very crucial. But I didn't see that happening, and so what I'm trying to say in so many words is like my heart was not totally in the project, and I may have been right about it, but I was also wrong about it in a lot of ways. And that's kind of the point. Like, sometimes in life you can be right and wrong about so many things simultaneously, and that is a critical thing to understand as you're making choices in your life. It's okay to mess up. It's okay to be wrong. Sometimes you're going to be a little bit right and wrong about a series of choices that you make in your life, and it's going to be terrifying, but you got to learn how to live with it, and you got to learn how to laugh at yourself and laugh at everything that's going on. Otherwise, you're not going to be able to handle it, and you're not going to be able to hold yourself in, because this world is a scary world, and a lot of things are happening, and I treasure people around me even when I say I don't. And who knows what I'm really thinking, because what I'm thinking is a wide variety of things, feelings, and thoughts all wrapped up in one. And that is my cookie that I crumble. That's my nuance, that's my grounds, that's my Roy Merrick, that's my Ian Opak, that's my all my other people, all my other things. That's what I try to sugarcoat. That's what I try to cover. That's what I try to ooze out of the I have an ooze Power Rangers. That's what I try to figure out. That's what I try to shake from my mama's, what my mama gave me, try to that kind of thing. Like, I try to, I just try to rumble it out. I try to solve the world, try to compensate, echo it all. That's right. Echo my Lego. You gotta echo my Lego. Lego my echo. My Sandy echo. Pickle. That's right. It's unfair. This bad. Beavis and Butthead's gonna be really mad if they don't realize what's going on in the crowd in the midst of the bubble. That's right. When we get in trouble when the going gets stuff, the double gets going, are you gonna be able to hold on to it? So I'm really gonna continue to hold on and work on a lot of things. And oh yeah, I'm supposed to be doing some stuff right now. Instead of making this video, this was not on my schedule of things to do. But I just I'm like, I gotta make a video. It was supposed to be a 5-second video or a 10-second video where I just like kind of make a reference to Dave Rubin on Tim Pool today. How he talked about, what I said already. And then I was gonna mention this, my website that I was working on, Mea Omnia, and just saying I fucked up a little bit, and or a whole lot, and excuse me, but it's like, it's a terrifying thing. It's a terrifying thing, like failure is a thing that's gonna haunt you, but what is gonna haunt you more? Regret. That's right. I used to tell my Lego student that so many times to Vietnam, and we had really good conversations about that, and too bad we didn't record it because he didn't really want it to be recorded, so it's like, so I didn't do that. And not even one time, I don't think, and I kind of crazy, thinking about that. But it's like, I don't know what to say exactly about my adventure in Vietnam, except to say that it was really, really, really exciting, really, really hard work. But it's like, that's kind of what life is, and you can really keep yourself from living life. And some people say that about me, even though it's like, that's the irony, because it's like, I've lived life, and I still am living life, but it's like, say whatever you want. I'm doing a lot of things right now, even if it looks like I'm not. So I got my fans, my haters, and everything. It's kind of good. It's kind of great. It's kind of terrifying at the same time. But it's like, it is what it is, and life should scare you a little bit. That's how you know you're living. That's how you know you're living. It's like, what are you gonna do without that? What are you gonna do without that? How are you gonna live your life without friends and foes coming at you from here and fro? Me and my hair. Imagine if I had a fro, a black guy's haircut from the 1970s. I don't know, but I'm just here to say that I screwed up big time with Mea Omnia, with my website, 10 years ago. About 10 years ago. Back in 2010. Perhaps I should have done more work in trying to find ways to really decentralize websites and everything. But I wasn't really thinking about decentralization. I don't even think I even knew that word. I don't think it was in my vocabulary. Decentralization back in 2010, even though I understood the concept in some ways, but not at the same level that I do now. And I started learning a lot more, at least by 2017, when I joined Steam.com, which became Hive.blog, and that's a blockchain website that uses cryptocurrencies, and I think that's a good thing. And I understand that there's a lot of scams out there, and I'm not here to give you investment advice, but it's like, what is a man going to do if I can't give you advice about anything? It's like, what is advice anyways? Because you don't have to do anything that I say or not say or do say or whatever. Whatever floats your boat. But it's like, hey man, we got work to do. And so it's like, I think that it's very good to talk about the failures that you have in your life, because it's like, that's part of who you are. That is who you are, really, it is. It's like, are you just gonna suppress all that? Are you really just gonna like stuff it down the toilet and then clog it up? It's like, you don't want to do that. You don't want to clog it all up. Then all the poop will go all over the place. Oh, that's a thing that Shrek likes. That's right. Oh man, that's right. That's what Roy Mac likes. Love him or hate him. It's like, it's all over the place. That's not good. I don't like that. But, you gotta embrace the good with the bad. Not that the bad is good, because, I don't know what the thing is about, about like the yin and the yang. What's that all about? But I'll tell you what, the good and the bad, it's like, it is what it is, and it's like, it's gonna be there for a long time. And I'm so fascinated about that kind of stuff. I'm so fascinated with psychology and anthropology and sociology. I think it's really, really cool. And then I'm watching this documentary, this show about ancient prehistory stuff. And what's that show called again? it's like so interesting because it's like a hole into the past, and it's like, how old is the world? I don't know. But it's like there's so many legends and rumors about the past, and it's like when you're looking at ancient civilizations around the world and their legends, their myths, and everything, it's like, is it all just make believe? I say that there's some truth in it, in the midst of it, regardless of how fake some of it may be. The show that I was talking about, this documentary, is called Ancient Apocalypse. How do you say apocalypse? Wow. Okay, I got it. Ancient apocalypse. Apocalypse. It's not a word that I say all the time. I just don't remember how to say it. Because it's like, it's a weird, what a weird word. It's like apocalypse. Try to say that 10 times faster. Apocalypse. Wow. It's funny when you say Monica Lewinsky. Used to laugh when my brother would say it in the 90s. Like, ooh, Bill Clinton and Monica Lewinsky. I'm like, I used to laugh at that. It's so funny. Monica Lewinsky. Ancient apocalypse. Why is it so hard to say? I don't know. Ancient apocalypse. Ancient apocalypse. Alright, I think I got it. Okay. I think I got it. Alright, so anyways, I'm not Elon Musk. I failed. I could probably give you a big long list of things I failed. Trying to make a flying skateboard when I was a little kid. Fail. Trying to make like a wagon out of a wagon, like a covered wagon, like think like horses and the Oregon Trail, and but then think, you know, a bunch of wood nailed to a wagon, and then turning that into a bike. Kathy, no, not Kathy, a bike taxi. Failed at that. Trying to build a some kind of dollhouse outside in the dirt out of wood for my younger sister. Fail. Multiple tree houses and multiple trees at different places a couple different times. Fail. My life with Tiffany Combo. Fail for a couple of reasons, maybe. Sometimes I didn't really want it, and sometimes I did. Fail. Let's see. My life with Bill Bailey. Fail. My life with a lot of different people. Fail. And you know, like, you're probably thinking, whose fault is that? Yeah. I'm not going to say that it's not my fault, but also not going to say that it's not other people's fault too. And here's the moral of the story. Okay, now I'm getting a little goofy now in this video. You know, like almost an hour in, I'm starting to try to crack too many jokes, losing the heart of what really matters when I'm doing that stuff. What really matters? What is the moral of the story? The moral of the story is you're gonna lose a lot, you're gonna fail a lot, but in the end, if you keep going, and if you're trying to be transparent as much as possible, if you're on the right side of history, if you're trying to be honest about it with a lot of integrity, like my shirt said, got integrity, Joe Cool, then you're gonna win. You may not know when, you may not know how, you may not really know exactly what's gonna happen or how often you're gonna fail, but the legacy will be there. And if you got the goods, then baby, you got the goods. That's right. So it's like, you know, embrace the pain. No pain, no gain. Embrace the rain. No rain, no Spain. The rain in Spain is mostly plain. That's right. All day long. All day long. Yeah. All day long. All night. I could probably make a list. I don't have a list in front of me right now, but it's like you can just imagine that I failed, like especially in Vietnam. Like that's on my mind since that was the last big adventure that I had. Not to say that I didn't have adventures after that too, because I've had many adventures. I'm always having adventures, but that was a major adventure, and I can say all of these things like fail, big epic fail soon. That's right, soon is gonna be a fail, and then this it's gonna be a fail. Like, and the next one, and then the next one. And you know what I'm saying? What I'm trying to say? You understand what I'm trying to say? Hey, I think it's great that homeschool is on the rise. They're gonna get you. That's right. I think people need to speak up more about what's going on, and we should fight for the right to party. That's right. So I think of all the times I failed in Vietnam. This is the first thing, for example, with the New Star. I was going to that school to work there, and they said no, so I failed. And then I was gonna stay at Papa Foods with Anna Wing and the videos of me in the bathroom. Fail. And then with Hanoi Cathay. No, not Hanoi Cathay. What was her name again? What was her name? Anna. Wow, how did I get that wrong? So, Hannah. Hannah? No, not Anna. Whoa, wow. Hannah. Hannah was another failure. That's right. Hannah was a girl that I liked. But we're not going to talk about all the girls that I've liked. Oh, I was thinking about talking about all the girls that liked me and stuff. Or possibly. Not necessarily the girls that I liked, but the ones that maybe was interested in me like Amanda Guns. But we're not going to talk about that right now because, well, first of all, I don't have a list of all that. And why should I talk about that? I don't know. I mean, actually, I do know, but let me tell you something. Let me tell you something, brother. I think it's good to reflect and to learn from a wide variety of things, good and bad, including if you can figure out who liked you and who didn't like you, that can help you for the next time that kind of stuff happens. And so I think there's some benefit in analyzing a second of your life, because then you gotta see what kind of person you are in the good and in the bad, and then you can decide whether or not you want to continue to be that kind of person or not. And I think that's good. And what else can you ask for? What else do you want? What else is there to say or be? How else would you want to do it? So there were some people that were probably interested in me, and I failed on that in some ways because I would sometimes like the people that were interested in me in some ways, and sometimes I was not aware of it, and sometimes I was a little bit, and then sometimes I would just be not totally interested, and also really, really busy, because I'm always busy working on things and trying to do things, and even if there's an opportunity right in front of my face, I may not take it. And sometimes I do take opportunities. I mean, sometimes, and that is another failure. It's in not taking those opportunities, not taking the shots, like Michael Jordan always said. Like I said earlier, it's you miss 100% of the shots you don't take. You miss 100%. That's right, you miss 100% of the shots you don't take. You miss 100% of the opportunities you don't take. And there was a lot of opportunities I didn't take, and perhaps I was wrong, and absolutely in some ways I was and I wasn't, but it's hard to say absolutely, but at least the perception is there, and the argument is it's there. It's definitely there. So it's yeah, it's there. And so it's I think about that, and then I think about the different people different people, all these different people, and I become a part of them in a lot of ways, even if they don't think about me. Like, I think about the hundreds, if not thousands, of people I've met in person throughout my life, growing up in Oregon, going to school in New York and West Virginia and Quebec and South Carolina and Idaho and California and Washington State and Hawaii and Vietnam and Cambodia. I think about all these different places that I went to, all the different people where I lived, and it's just like people that I saw, people that I talked to, and I don't know how many people think about me and what have you, and how many people don't want anything to do with me anymore because of, God knows what, all of these things that we can talk about, which may or may not be true on any level, because so many things which we don't have time to talk about. But it's like, it is what it is. So it's like, it's taxing. Wow, I wanted to say taxi again because we were talking about taxi earlier, but like I failed on the taxi. I was working on the taxi and I failed on that, and I failed on anything or everything or many things, so many things. So it's like, yeah, I did, but it's like, it's taxing all the people that were a part of my psyche, a part of my soul, a part of my mind. It's like I'm a soul eater, a soul sucker. No, I'm not really a soul sucker, but it's like, I care about people a lot, and then like they become a part of my life, and I don't just like forget about them. I don't know if people forget about me or if they forget about the people that they leave and they just move on, kind of thing. But I don't really like move on in a lot of ways from the hundreds of people, the thousands of people, and I got these long lists of people that I remember. Like, I remember these people, and they may not know me, or they may not remember because maybe I only had a few. That's like a few conversations with some of them, and with some of them, or a lot of them, I've had a lot of conversations with them, and it's like hard on the soul to be like, hey man, I thought we were friends, and then what happened? Did you like stab me in the back, or did you like not really care about me because I cared about you, kind of thing? I'm talking about all kinds of people, guys and girls, and all ages, and everything else, and it's very important to me in a lot of ways, and I think about those things sometimes, and not all the time, and sometimes I don't, but it's a part of me in a lot of ways, and so I feel like it's beneficial. And so like the failures in Vietnam, New Star and Papa Foods and Hanoi, Anna, and then the Yanni Girl, and then Kathy Pike, and then even with the Fellowship Youth Group, and the Anna Barbie, and the Ten Fan Foreign Language School. That's right, Ten Fan, and the Wingting High. Oh, what was the name of the high school that I worked at? What's the name? Well, there was a high school that I started working at September 2013, and for like until early part of 2014, and then like the people in Turuk, the Turuk district, and including the kids, and so I had all these different classes. Like I had like 2 there, and sometimes I had a few others. Like the list goes on, and I just think about all the different places that I went to, all the different people, all the different places that I lived at, all the different places that I worked at, and a wide variety of things, and they're all in my heart, even if I'm not always talking about it all. Like, quite frankly, I don't have time to talk about that. But the point of this video is to say you're gonna fail a lot before you win. But if you keep on going and going and going, you can definitely win.